Alright guys, it's Ryan. We're back with another narrative-based game in Dear Esther, the Landmark Edition. Loading.
Dear Esther, I sometimes feel as if I've given birth to this island. Somewhere between the longitude and latitude, a
Birth,
split
really.
opened up, and it beached remotely here. No matter how hard I correlate, it remains a singularity, an alpha point in my life that refuses all hypothesis. I return each time leaving fresh markers that I hope, in the full glare of my hopelessness, will have blossomed into fresh insight in the interim.
Alright, well. We're a little isolated here. Graphics. Not terrible. Sound design pretty good. The music is... Somebody took a crap in there, did they? Who was the fiend? I have a flashlight that's kind of like a flashlight. Not like super bright. It's interesting. That's not bad. I mean, some of these games you get a flashlight that's bright. Where is that light coming from? Huh? That little single ray of light coming through this. There's no sunlight coming through there. How's that? How's there any light coming through there? I say, chap, how is that possible? Where's the sunlight at, bro? Up there? Yeah, the light from there wouldn't come from the light to there. Not at all. Got blue paint, I guess, on the ground. Either that or it's Smurf vomit. Either way. Hey. The wind effect is well done, though. I will say that. I have played this game before. It's been a long time. I have not beat this game. So...
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form. Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
more blowhard stuff. 116 years later. Come on, guys. Was he immoral? Oh man, let's see it. Quote unquote immortal. He probably was immoral also. Jackass. Oh, we fell down. Fall down and go boom. Yeah. Okay, the water nowhere near the best I've ever seen, but it's okay. At least it's got depth to it. Well done, devs.
At night, you can see the lights sometimes from a passing tanker or trawler. From up on the cliffs, they are mundane. But down here, they fugue into ambiguity. For instance, I cannot readily tell if they belong above or below the waves. The distinction now seems banal. Why not everything and all at once? There's nothing better to do here than indulge in contradictions whilst waiting for the fabric of life to unravel.
The narration in this game is well done too. Great voice acting.
I have found the ship's manifest, crumpled and waterlogged under a stash of paint cans. It tells me that along with this present cargo, there was a large quantity of antacid yogurt bound for the European market. It must have washed out to sea. God knows there are no longer gulls or goats here to eat it.
No goat boys? Very well. Oh. We don't get out that far. Come on. I'm just out here sightseeing. All right. Anybody that's watched this video or played it, they know this is a walking simulator, so if you're not into those type of games, this probably will not change your mind. Once again, I think the best slash unslashed walking simulator is What Remains of Edith Finch. It's excellent, in fact. Regardless of what anybody, if they don't like walking simulators, it's got a great story to tell and it's well done. This game is definitely
Reading
competent.
Donnelly by the weak afternoon sunlight. He landed on the south side of the island, followed the path to the bay and climbed the mount. He did not find the caves, and he did not chart the north side. I think this is why his understanding of the island is flawed, incomplete. He stood on the mount and only wondered momentarily how to descend, But then, he didn't have my reasons.
No, he didn't have my reasons. That I was going mad, that I was a madman. A madman. You say, coming for you. I'm counting on it!
Died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice. They cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Are the infections of the mind as well? It's not just of the flesh. Feast on his flesh. Sorry, I turned into the Witch King of Lord of the Rings.
I quote directly, a motley lot with little to recommend them. I have now spent 3 days in their company. That is, I fear, enough for any man not born amongst them. Despite their tedious inclination to quote scripture, they seem to me the most God-forsaken of all the inhabitants of the Outer Isles. Indeed, in this case, the very gravity of that term, forsaken by God, seems to find its very apex. It appears to me that Donnelly, too, found those who wander this shoreline to be adrift from any chance of redemption. Did he include himself in that, I wonder?
No redemption arcs? Not even for Donnelly? Well, we'll see about that, pal. We're on the right
Dear
path.
Esther,
Dear Esther.
I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
Definitely a nice water, like, the sound design is well done. The water effect is pretty good for being old. But the sound is excellent. The wind picking up. Excellent. We're getting ready.
This seer, this distant historian of bones and old bread, where did he vanish to?
I don't know
Why,
where.
asked the farmers. Why, asked Jakobsen. Why bother with your visions at all, if you're just to throw your arms up at the cliff and let it close in behind you and seal you into the belly of the island, a museum shut to all but the most devoted?
Why indeed? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because we're going to explore that cave in the next episode. Just won't be this episode. Alright, guys, it's Orion. And we'll be back with more Dear Esther.